Executive recruiting consultants can help your team grow. Finding a new employee can be time-consuming and difficult. Make the process easier by contacting the professionals at Executive Recruiting Consultants. They can find the right person for you. They specialize in the agriculture, banking, accounting, and manufacturing fields, but they can help you no matter what position you're looking to fill. They are the largest non-franchise search firm in South Dakota, and they are ready to go to work for you. Go to ercjobs.com to get started. That's ercjobs.com.
Thank you for joining us here on the Coach Pete Schmidt Show. This is our first episode. We'll have an episode once a week here on Big Sioux Media. First of all, Coach, we want to thank you for doing this season for us.
You bet. It's a pleasure, Lee.
So let's start. You guys have been at practice for about 10 days now. How have the first 10 days gone?
Well, a couple things. I think really the toughest challenge is to get people into shape. We've got 2 weeks before our first ball game. That's our biggest challenge. We had kind of a rash of injuries, sprained ankles, thigh injury, bumps and bruises, and we came in healthy. But I think kids they're coming around. They're going to get better as we go.
You come in with 18 kids from seniors down to freshmen and a large younger group coming in. Does that make it more of a teaching process instead of a coaching process early on?
Well, anytime you have about half your group of freshmen, it takes a little more teaching. And so we try to do the best we can and show videos, break it down on the floor, really take a few things and teach it well, and just kind of go from there and reinforce things. I really think that old Lombardi thing where you just have a couple out of bounds plays, but you really execute those. Same way on defense and offense where you do well on just a few things and not try to do 100 different things.
So we'll get to the roster here in a minute. There's also another change. Your coaching staff changed this year. You bring in St. Mary's legend Colby Fitzgerald. What has Colby been able to bring here the first few practices to the team?
Well, first of all, when you have a guy that scored over 2,000 points, he brings credibility to the program, I think. He knows how to shoot. And knows how to play. He played college basketball at a couple of different levels, and really been good for our program. The younger kids that have come into our program know him, and been coached by him in junior high. So it's been a good transition.
Let's start with your roster. You come back, you return 3 seniors, and we'll start with them. You're going to have Drew Wood, Luke Brown, and then Jason Cook. Let's talk about those 3 seniors to start with. What do they bring to this program?
Well, first of all, I think if you're going to be good, you have to have good senior leadership, people that buy into what you're trying to teach, and they have. They have good attitudes, and they're willing to work hard. It's their team. It's the senior. Whenever they say something, it always means a lot more than what I say. So they've really bought into what we're trying to do and have worked hard. So,
your junior class, not a lot of experience varsity-wise. Ethan Garretts and Josh Eining both dressed last year. You also have Avery Hoff. What are the expectations out of this junior class this year?
I think, that whenever you have upperclassmen that work hard, that trickles down to the younger guys, and they have. They've had good attitudes. And we always feel like we're teaching a lot more than basketball. For example, Ethan Garrett's the hardest working kid we got. He'll win every sprint, every loose ball, and he'll hustle and have a good attitude. He's coachable. So we want people like that. We need people like that in our program.
You dropped off some sophomores this year, but you do bring 3 back, including a starter in Weston Garretts, also Cole Welbig. And then now with the emergence of Ryan Eining this year, talk about, first of all, what Weston's going to bring to the program, and now Ryan in the varsity, what he can bring.
Well, first of all, Weston's a good shooter. We started out last year. He didn't earn a varsity uniform at the start of the season. At the end of the year, he was 7th man. So he has worked at it and worked his way onto the team. Good perimeter shooter and has grown. I mean, he's 6'2". He's put on weight, and it's a good weight he's put on. It's muscle. And Ryan Eining, worked at it over the summer, and he'd be danged if he's going to let his brother beat him. So he's had good motivation there. And so we're pleased with what he's done. He's had some injuries too, with some foot injuries. He had some blisters. I think he's getting better. So we're excited about what they're doing. And Ryan, I mean, there's not anybody that doesn't like that kid. I mean, he's just great attitude, laughing, joking. He's well liked, and he's really good for our overall demeanor of our team.
Then we've got the freshmen. You've got 2 returning with a lot of varsity experience. Max Herber came off the bench last year, looking probably for Max to start this year. And then, of course, Connor Libis. Let's talk about those 2 first, and then we'll get to the other 7. As the floor general, what does Connor bring to your program?
Well, first of all, he brings that mental toughness. He's 5'7", and he's going to give it everything. If there's a scrum for the ball, he's going to come out of there with it. He's just got a lot of natural talent, but he's worked at it, and he hasn't been free. And then Max Herber, big kid, he's 6'4" now. I got thinking today, what's he going to be like when he's a senior? He's 6'4" right now. He's got a big body, and he's got good touch around the basket, coachable, and really a good kid. And you got those 2 kids that are going to do a lot of playing for you. Connor Kangas is another kid that has really emerged here, and he can shoot it. And defensively, at 5'7", 5'5", we talked to him about how he's really got to play as hard as he can, as long as he can, because he's a freshman at 5'5", and he's going to have to hang tough against older guys.
And then the other freshman that's dressing senior, and Thomas Eining. You hinted about it a little bit earlier with Ryan. So now you got Ryan and Thomas.
Thomas started out a little bad luck. He sprained his ankle, but it's coming around. And with him, strength, he's got a big, he's 6'6", and he could stand to eat as many cheeseburgers as he wants. He can put on weight, and we want him to do that. So Jody, if you're listening. But anyhow, I think he's got a good attitude, and he likes basketball. And he's in a group of kids that have been playing a lot of basketball. And there's just a ton of kids in that group that have a lot of potential.
Then that leaves you to your 5 JV freshmen. Mm-hmm. You've got Austin Green LeBrun, Noah Dennis, Colin Winberg, Hunter Griffin, and then Sam Palmer.
We talk about Sam. He's a good shooter. Really a good shooter. He's one of our better shooters in our program. Colin Winberg, Hunter Griffin, kind of in that same mold. They're going to give you 100%. They hustle. Noah Dennis, he can play that 3 spot, 4 spot, 5 spot. So he's kind of in between guy. So we're really pleased with those guys. And you had Austin Green LeBrun. Started off with some injuries and hurt his knee and had a freak accident, had to have some stitches, but he's coming around. He's feeling better. He broke those open again after he started practicing, so he's been slowed a little bit. Likes basketball, and we're really happy with that group of freshmen. Did they talk about them all?
Yes, you did.
So anyhow, they're going to bring a lot to our program. We're excited about what they're bringing.
Then let's talk about the next step. You start off right away this Friday night. You go to Rutland. You get to start off your season with a DVC game. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the DVC. We could probably pick out the top 3 easily in Arlington, Coleman, and Schmidt. Where do you see yourself with the other 5?
Well, first of all, I'd like to feel like we're the mix too. That's our goal, to be in the top half. At the very least, Arlington, Coleman, they're going to be a challenge for everybody. That's where we want to get to. We feel like we can be 3. There's no reason why we can't be 3 or 2. Or we play Arlington at home. We play Coleman later, so we feel like we're up the road. We're going to be better. And the rest of the bunch, Lake Preston, you never know what they're going to do. We play them up there. They're going to be tough. We play ORR in Rutland. I don't know what that place is going to be like. Last time we played there, we played well. So I think Esteline's down. DeSmet, good challenge. They got a Gruenhagen kid who's a good player. So it should be fun. Anytime you're a part of a conference where there's a lot of challenges, is a good thing.
Then let's talk about your region. The state now has gone to the super regions this year in Class B. What are your thoughts on that, getting away from district play?
I like it because we've got a chance to finish first or second. You get in that, and then they rebracket rather, and we got an opportunity to compete against somebody outside our area. I like to feel like it's going to be fun and interesting because up the road we feel like we can improve, and who knows what we'll be like, and hopefully we're better by March than we are right now. Defensively, for one thing, I hope we're a lot better. So it's going to be fun up the road, yeah.
You start off Friday. You're going to go to Rutland. Not seeing them, the Rambler Dome. It's a different, unique place, different flooring, different spacing in there. It's kind of hard to prepare to go up there. What are you telling the boys as you prepare here for Friday night?
Well, it's a little similar to our gym. First of all, the baskets are 10 feet up there, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And, it's a gym about our size, maybe a little bit smaller, but not much. And prepared to go up there, they lost some key players. They really did. I don't want our kids to be overconfident, but they lost some key players. So they're trying to find themselves. For our guys are going up there, and some of them are making their first starts. And so, we're going up there with high expectations. We're going to demand that kids, set their sights high. And we're able to go up there and be successful.
And we don't want to look too far ahead because you got to get through Friday night. But before we have our next broadcast, you're going to bring in the #1 team in the state in Class B into this gym with Bridgewater Emory next Monday. What kind of challenge is that for you?
Well, I like it because you see where you're at. That's the gold standard. That's the group of people that you've got to compete with if you get to Aberdeen. And we want to practice to beat the best team on our schedule, and they're it. So I like it. And plus, it gives ourselves an opportunity to see, well, defensively, we're going to play against this Schultz kid, Aaron kid. They're going to be as good as we're going to see. And, when we look at the video and show it to our kids, wow, this is what you can work on. So it's a good measure for us, and just a measuring stick as to where we want to go. And so it comes at a pretty good time, I think.
This is your 5th year with this program here at St. Mary's. You've been known traditionally to be a press, a 3-quarter press. You've done the full court press. You've also played a lot of zone defense. Because you have 18 kids and you have some depth this year, can you go back into a man-to-man, continue doing the press? What's kind of the defensive philosophy this year?
Well, I think that I like pressing the full court. Play more players. It's fun to watch. Pushing the ball. Kids like to play that way. And this year we're a little smaller outfit, so we're going to have to play pretty tough man-to-man defense. In years past, we didn't have the athleticism that we have now. Kids did not play a lot of zone or a lot of man-to-man coming up with the group of freshmen coming in they have. So we're going to stick with that, and if it doesn't go well, we're just going to reteach it. I think it's easy to scrap what you're doing, but and not saying that that's going to happen, but I think in order to reach our goal, and that's to go to Aberdeen eventually, you're going to have to play man-to-man. And everybody should have that goal in their sights if they're in coaching, and we have that as well. So it's going to take a lot of hard work. But I think we've got the people to do it. Like I tell kids, I said, you're the guys out there that are doing this thing. We're going to give you the best tools to be successful, and we like our direction we're headed.
The last thing I want to talk about is the other big change in Class B this year. Besides the Super Regionals, they brought in the shot clock this year. You and I have talked since it's been installed in the gym. Do you have to worry about coaching that, or do you just go out and play? If it happens type thing?
Well, I think, first of all, the other rule that came in is they extended the coaching box, which I like. I can go to the baseline now. That's new. But a shot clock, we're not going to worry too much about that. I mean, that's not the way we play. We're not going to, Wisconsin Badger, Bo Ryan basketball, 45 to 53, and pass. That works for them. We're going to push the ball. And we probably won't. If we get a shot clock violation, I mean, I don't know. It could be 70 degrees in December before that happens. Although it was pretty close last week, but okay, 70 degrees in February. So we probably won't see too many violations, but I guess it's a good thing for the game.
All right, that is Coach Pete Schmidt here on the Pete Schmidt Show, sponsored by ERC. We're going to be back next week. We'll review the games that the Cardinals have played in. We'll talk about upcoming games, and we're going to do some chalkboard talk as well. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Executive recruiting consultants can help your team grow. Finding a new employee can be time-consuming and difficult. Make the process easier by contacting the professionals at Executive Recruiting Consultants. They can find the right person for you. They specialize in the agriculture, banking, accounting, and manufacturing fields, but they can help you no matter what position you're looking to fill. They are the largest non-franchise search firm in South Dakota, and they are ready to go to work for you. Go to ercjobs.com to get started. That's ercjobs.com.